I've always been the responsible one in my family. After my father passed away, I realized I'd been enabling my mother and sister for years, and I'm finally done. Am I wrong for cutting them off? Hi Reddit. I really need to talk about something that's been bothering me for years, but I've only just reached a breaking point. I at 30 have always been the one to take care of everything in my family. My dad, Austin, passed away unexpectedly about 6 months ago, and since then, I've had to face some hard truths about my family. Growing up, and I was always the responsible one. I worked hard at school, then later in my career. My father, Austin, was always there for me, emotionally and financially. My mom, Joyce, and my younger sister, Lauren, on the other hand, and never really seemed to care about working or taking responsibility for anything. Mom stayed home to take care of the house, and Lauren, who's 11 years younger than me, was always more focused on shopping, partying, and socializing than doing anything productive. And when my father passed, it was a huge shock. He was only 55. I thought everything would fall apart, but honestly, and it was already a mess before he even died. I was the one holding everything together, making sure bills were paid, running errands, and just generally keeping things in check. While I had to figure things out on my own, and my mother and sister lived off the money my dad made. At the funeral, Joyce and Lauren were crying, but it felt more like they were performing than actually grieving. I don't know if it was because they were scared of what was coming, or if they just didn't know how to deal with it. But I ended up being the one to manage all the funeral arrangements, deal with the estate, and take care of everything that needed to be done, all while they seemed to be more concerned about themselves. As time went on, I continued to support them. I was working hard to make sure we could get by without my father's income. And I did every I could to help out. But the more I did for them, the more it felt like they didn't appreciate it. I had to pick up all the slack, and it started to wear me down emotionally. The turning point came when Lauren, who had never held a steady job and was always asking me for money, got herself into trouble. She went out one night, on the drinking, and ended up getting arrested. I had to bail her out. When I confronted her, she just shrugged it off, saying, "It's no big deal, you'll take care of it." That was the moment I realized how selfish and entitled she had become. But the real shock came when I found out that my mom was supporting Lauren's reckless behavior instead of being a mother. And Ari said things like, "She's just being young and having fun, and she needs some space to figure it out." Meanwhile, I'm the one holding everything together. Here's the thing, my family depends on me. I've been working my butt off to keep things running, and yet I'm constantly the one left to pick up the pieces. I feel like I'm the one who sacrificed my own happiness and career to make sure they're okay, but I'm constantly ignored, belittled, and treated like I'm just a tool to fix their problems. So, last week, I reached a breaking point. I came home after a long day at work, and I found Lauren going through some of my dad's old stuff. As she was looking for a designer purse she knew my dad had bought for her, I lost it. I yelled at her to stop, and when she didn't listen, I told her, "I'm done. I've been carrying you both for years and I'm done." I went to my mom, who was in denial about everything, and told her I couldn't keep doing this. I told them both that I was cutting them off financially, and I wasn't going to help them anymore. I told them they needed to start taking responsibility for their own lives. They didn't take it well. My mom was angry, and Lauren tried to guilt-trip me, saying that family takes care of family. But I feel like I've been doing everything for them, and it's time I focus on myself. I'm tired of being their emotional and financial support when they've never given me anything back. I'm not sure if I made the right decision, but I can't keep enabling their behavior. I don't know if I can cut them out completely, but I'm done trying to fix their lives. Am I wrong for doing this? Should I have handled it differently? First update at Wow. Thank you, Frey. I didn't expect this much support. Thank you all for your kind words, and I'm so grateful for the advice and encouragement. Hanley, it's been a rough few days, but I feel like I've made the right decision. I wanted to update you all on what's been happening since I posted. After I told my mom and Lauren I was done helping them, my mom and things got heated. My mom immediately started calling me selfish and said I was turning my back on family. Lauren, of course, played the victim card, telling me that I was being unfair and that I owed her because I was the one who had it easy. Honestly, I've never that hurt. I've never had it easy. I've worked hard to get where I am, and I've been the one holding this family together for years. The hardest part was when my mom said, "You think your dad would have wanted you to abandon us?" That cut deep. But at the same time, I realized that I can't keep sacrificing my life just to please them. I've spent so many years putting their needs ahead of mine. And I'm finally starting to focus on myself. I've started looking for a new place to live. I feel like I needed to get out of this toxic environment where I'm constantly treated like a doormat. I'm also exploring career options that align with my passions, which is something I've never done because I was always so focused on making sure they were okay. I have heard from Lauren or my mom since that conversation. They've both tried reaching out through texts and calls. I haven't answered, but I don't know if I'll ever be able to fully cut ties with them, but I know I need time and space to heal. I've seen a lot of questions about why I didn't talk to them before making this decision. To be honest, I did. I've had several conversations with my mom about how I felt unappreciated, but nothing ever changed. Every time I tried to talk about it, she'd either shut me down or guilt-trip me with Lauren. I've countless times to explain that she can't just rely on me for everything, but she never listens. I've realized that I've been the one making all the sacrifices, and I can't keep enabling them anymore. Second update, it's been a couple weeks, and I've been feeling better about my decision. I found a new apartment that's close to work, and I'm excited about having my own space. I also took some time to think about my career, and I'm now exploring a new path in graphic art. Something I've always been passionate about but never pursued because of my family responsibilities. Sci-fi, it's scary to step away from everything but I feel like it's time to do something for me. I'm still not in contact with my mom or Lauren, and honestly, it feels like a weight has been lifted. They've both tried reaching out, but I haven't responded, but I don't want to get caught up in their drama again. My therapist said it's okay to set boundaries, and I'm really starting to understand the importance of that. A lot of people are asking if I've considered reconciling with my family. The truth is I don't know. Right now, I'm focusing on myself. I'm tired of being one who always fixes everything for them. And I think they need to learn how to be independent. Maybe down the line, things will change, but for now, I need space to heal. Hey, I've been living in my new apartment for a few months now, and I can honestly say this has been one of the best decisions I've ever made. I'm working hard. I've been working to get my graphic design career off the ground, and I feel so much more fulfilled than I've felt in years. It's been a process of rediscovering who I'm outside of my family's needs. I heard from Lauren again recently. She messaged me saying she was sorry and that she wanted to fix things. She even said she had grown up. I read the message. I didn't respond. I don't know if I'm ready for that, and I'm not sure I ever will be. I'm still not in contact with my mom, and I think it's better that way. It's painful, but I've realized I can't keep sacrificing my happiness for their approval. I'm finally living for myself. Thank you to everyone who supported me. Learn that I don't need to keep enabling their toxic behavior to be a good person. I can be kind and chiva, but I don't need to carry their burdens anymore. I'm proud of where I'm now, and I'm excited to see where this journey takes me.